Italy is lovely, blossoms and trees. Of all the sweethearts I've yet to meet, well, I finally chose an American Beauty road. Amelia's tragic, she can't be mine. Magnolia's magic makes Aggie shine. Railway hugging, orchids divine. Still I finally chose an American Beauty road. My swingers and
Attention museum guests, the Missionary Ridge Local is now arriving. We invite you onto the platform to watch the arrival, but for your safety, please remain off all tracks and behind all yellow lines. If you have small children, please take them by the hand at this time. For those needing to pick up or purchase tickets, please see your ticket agent at the ticket office. We hope you enjoy your visit today and want to thank you for riding with the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum.
All aboard and welcome aboard the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum's Missionary Ridge Local. Train number 100, round trip service to East Chattanooga and return. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Justin and I'll be your tour guide and trainman for this journey back in time. Now joining me aboard our train today is our conductor Bo, our flagman Caleb, and our engineer Frank. Now ladies and gentlemen, today we are embarking on a 55-minute historic experience. Now, this experience does include 15 to 20 minutes of travel in each direction over the 3 miles of track donated to us by the Southern Railway. That does also include a 20 to 25 minute layover in East Chattanooga, where we'll have a brief demonstration of our turntable, as well as a behind the scenes look inside of our restoration facility. Now folks, before we can make our way to our East Chattanooga depot, we do have to turn our train around. Now to turn this train around today, we're going to be using the Y, the W-Y-E. Now the Y is a triangular shaped junction in the track with switches in all 3 corners, surrounding our Grand Junction station. Now our locomotive and train today will essentially be doing a big 3-point turn. First proceeding forward up the west or base leg of our Y, reversing around the east leg, and then pulling straight forward down the base leg. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we will essentially be doing a big 3-point turn. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are now reversing around the east leg of our Y. Now your flagman Caleb is currently on the rear of our train, protecting the show for the engineer. Now Caleb is essentially Frank's eyes for the moment. Now what Caleb is responsible for doing, it's recalling car lengths for Frank to travel. For example, Caleb has just instructed the Tag 80 that he is clear to reverse for 3 car lengths or 240 feet. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we reverse around this east leg of our Y, how about you take a look over towards the right-hand side of our train? At that right-hand side of the train today, you will see a rocky embankment. And that rocky embankment there is lined with igneous limestone, although many people do take it for granted. I'm not sure about you guys, but I think that pun rocked. And that will be the end of our rock puns for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, we've now reached the top portion of our east leg, known as the tail track. Now once our locomotive is clear of the switch at the top of the tail track, and we receive our green signal, we can proceed forward down the west leg of our Y. And that west leg will be the first leg of our westbound journey. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now making our way down the west leg of our Y, which means that, folks, you are now riding on one of the very first railroads into Chattanooga. Now, the line you're traveling on today would have been completed in 1858 by the East Tennessee and Georgia Railway Company. Now, the ET&G would merge with a number of other railroads over time to eventually become the famous Southern Railway in 1894. Now, the Southern Railway would continue to use this very line up until 1954. Now, in 1954, folks, they would abandon this line altogether in favor of a new line just to the north. And that new line can still be seen to the right of our train now, up on the embankment behind Grand Junction Station. Now, of course, after the Southern Railway would abandon this line, they would donate the 3 miles of track to us here at the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum. We've been operating on these 3 miles of track ever since. Now, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, but today you are not traveling on the original right-of-way of the East Tennessee and Georgia Railway. Now, the original right-of-way would have lied just to the left of our train now, today marked by a gravel road. Now, the line was elevated to its current height and position in the early decades of the 20th century due to numerous occasions of flooding. As an example of that flooding, in just a few moments, to the left of our train, you will see a sign. To the right of that sign will be a tree with a yellow line painted on it. Now, that yellow line will represent the high water mark of the Great Flood of 1867. Now, at 9 feet above the railhead, it does explain why the line would have to be elevated. Now, the South Chickamauga Creek here was notorious for flooding. That is, up until the construction of the Chickamauga Dam during the Great Depression. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now crossing over our first bridge over that notorious South Chickamauga Creek. Now, folks, as a water flow today, you may spot some turtles, river otters, geese, or a wide variety of Tennessee species of fish. Now, to the left of our train today, you may have spotted a set of stone bridge piers, which also mark the side of the original railroad. Now, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes out to the left side of our train, and you'll see some of our non-operational equipment stored on one of my favorite landmarks. And that landmark is McCarty Siding. Now, McCarty Siding there is the last remnant of double track here at the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum. You see, from the early decades of the 20th century up until 1954, this entire railroad would have been double-tracked, meaning that there would be two railroad lines running parallel. Now in 1954, when this line was abandoned, the line would be ripped up. And when we rebuilt the line, the only remnant we had reinstalled of double track would have been McCarty's siding. And we do use that siding today for two trains to pass, although today it is being used for some of our non-operational equipment. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we are going to be crossing over our second bridge over the Western and Atlantic Railroad, also known as the W&A. Now, the W&A there was built in 1850 by the state of Georgia. Interestingly enough, folks, the Western and Atlantic was constructed, owned, and operated by the state of Georgia. Interestingly enough, it is still owned by the state of Georgia today, although it is currently leased out to CSX. Now folks, just a little bit of history on the cars you're riding in today. If you're riding in the first car of our train, the car which I'm speaking from, you're riding in Richmond, Fredericksburg, and Potomac Railroad, number 857. The 857 here was built in 1947 by the Edward T. Budd Company for the Richmond, Fredericksburg, and Potomac. Now the 857 here would operate on trains such as the Havana Special, as well as the East Coast Champion, as well as modern Amtrak trains such as the Silver Meteor. Now if you're riding in the center car of our train, that's the adjustable window car, you're riding in Southern Railway number 1000. The 1000 there was built in 1925 by the Pullman Company for the Southern Railway, and it would have operated on some of the Southern's famous trains such as the Southerner, the Tennessean, or even the Royal Palm. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, if you're riding in that rear car of our train, that's the car with gray walls and gray seats with closed windows, you're riding in Central of Georgia number 661, built in 1947 by the American Car and Foundry. Now interestingly enough, ladies and gentlemen, today we do have three of the major car manufacturers in the United States represented on our train today. Like I said, the 857 here was the Budd Company. The open air car there, the 1000, is a Pullman car. And finally the 661 is an ACF, or American Car and Foundry car. Now the other major manufacturer in the United States is unfortunately not represented on our train today. And that would have been the Bethlehem Car Works. Ladies and gentlemen, we've now reached my favorite portion of our railroad. I get to point out a few of my favorite trees. Over on the right-hand side here, my favorite trees are this one, that one right there, that pine tree right there. We like to call that one Chris Pine. But my favorite one is that one right there with all the green leaves on it. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now be crossing over our third and one of our final bridges over Tunnel Boulevard. Now, crossing over Tunnel Boulevard means that we are making our climb up the steepest portion of our railroad. This portion of the line does have grades topping out at 1.5% to 2%. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this steep upgrade here means that we are making our climb up Missionary Ridge. But rather than travel over it, today we're going to be traveling through it, through the Missionary Ridge Tunnel, also known as the Whiteside Tunnel. This tunnel is 986 feet long. It is almost the length of 3 football fields. Now, it was completed in 1858, dedicated in 1859, in honor of a gentleman by the name of Colonel James Whiteside. Now, Colonel Whiteside was a major stockholder and contributor to the East Tennessee and Georgia Railway. Now, the tunnel here is the reason that the line would eventually be abandoned. After World War II, the railway's equipment was becoming much too large to fit the pre-Civil War era tunnel. Also, the tunnel was single track, while the rest of the line was double tracked, creating a major bottleneck. Now, a new line will be constructed just to the north. And that new line does bypass Missionary Ridge altogether. Now, ladies and gentlemen, those 4 blasts of our locomotive's horn do mean that we are approaching the tunnel at this time. At times, folks, there can be less than a foot of clearance between us and the tunnel walls. So if you're riding an adjustable window car number 1000, I do have to ask that you keep all hands, arms, feet, heads, husbands, wives, children, or in-laws inside the car at all times. As we make our way through, folks, just sit back, relax, and enjoy 986 feet of pre-Civil War era tunnel. Ladies and gentlemen, the Whiteside Tunnel. It's tunnel time in Tennessee. Myself and the entire crew of the Missionary Ridge Local, we do want to welcome you to East Chattanooga today. We hope you all enjoy. And once again, please do remain seated until we come to a complete stop.
East Chattanooga, right this way.
They're gonna put that train on here? They're gonna flip it. Well, I was gonna say our whole train can fit on there.
Alrighty now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to East Chattanooga. As you can see, folks, we've quite literally reached the end of the 3 miles of track donated to us by the Southern Railway. Now, in order for us to return safely to our Grand Junction station, we do have to turn our locomotive around. Now, to turn this locomotive around today, we're going to be using our turntable. This turntable here was built in 1916 by the American Bridge and Iron Company in Ambridge, Pennsylvania. Now, it would have been built for use on the Central of Georgia Railway. It would originally operate in Macon, Georgia for about 9 years, 1916 up until the way we're able to turn it by motor today is by ensuring that the table is balanced. Now in the center of the turntable there's a 6 foot in diameter ball bearing. Now your engineer Frank must balance 120 tons of locomotive over that little 6 foot ball bearing. And the way Frank knows he has a balanced turntable is by watching this far end where I'm standing. And once the locomotive is balanced on the turntable, you should see this end drop by about 3 inches. So folks, as we like to say here at the museum, once the table drops, Frank stops. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have a balanced table and we can begin turning. Ladies and gentlemen, your locomotive today is Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia Railway number 80. Now the 80 here was built in 1968 by the Electromotive Division of General Motors. This locomotive was originally built for the Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia Railway Company. Now the tag, as many railroaders called it, would have operated between Gadsden, Alabama, and Chattanooga, Tennessee. This locomotive here would be the last locomotive ever built for the Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia Railway. This locomotive is a little bit unique among our collection as this locomotive is named. This locomotive is named the John A. Chambliss, and that is a name it would receive on the tag. This locomotive here would have been dedicated to the Vice President of the Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia, Mr. John A. Chambliss, on his 80th birthday. So ladies and gentlemen, henceforth today it is known as Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia Railway number 80, the John A. Chambliss. This locomotive would go on to operate for the Southern Railway and later Norfolk Southern before being retired in the early 2000s. Now it would be sold at auction by Norfolk Southern and it would be purchased by the Chambliss family. The Chambliss family would then donate the Tag 80 to us here at the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum, and we would return it to its original Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia appearance in 2017. This locomotive has been in service ever since. Ladies and gentlemen, we've now lined our locomotive up with track number 2, while our train sits on track number 1. That is so we can perform what is known as a runaround. Now what that means here is that the Tag 80 is going to go past our train and then through a switch. Then the locomotive will then reverse back through that switch and recouple to the end of our train. So what's up front is down the back and vice versa. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will just about conclude our turntable demonstration. Folks, how about a quick round of applause for our crew today, as we could have done it without them. That will conclude our turntable demonstration. Now, for those of you who would like, you can now follow me back to our restoration shop, where we'll have the next segment of our tour. Now, if you do not wish to visit the restoration shop, you're more than welcome to reboard the train or visit our depot at this time. But for those who would like, our restoration shop is right this way with me at this time.
Is that awesome, buddy? I really enjoyed that. That was the best part of it. Nope. We'll get back on and check it out in a minute. Yep. get back on and we'll ride it right now where we were. Is that cool? That's a big train, man. You know, they take that, you know, on a little train set at home, you have a little turn around. You know, you turn your little train around, same thing. Cool, huh?
Hi folks, if you like our back shop, our restoration shop, be right this way.
You do? Everybody go see how these things in the store. Don't mind if you do, Papa. That's pretty cool, wasn't it?
Hi folks, I believe everybody came through where we're going, so I head back to the shop this time.
Oh, really? Yeah. There's some stories from the truck. Thanks, video. That's a fancy looking one out there, Lydia. That green and yellow one.
Well, that's built for speed. Look at that sucker. Thing. Look at them two headlights on front. That sucker's ready to go. Mama, I ain't them sharkers, John. Keep him up.
Yeah, train. What's that train say?
We're just looking at all the different things.
Who's that sign up this train? I see it.
You gonna do it on the way back or?
Alright, now ladies and gentlemen, welcome into our bag shop, also known as our restoration shop. Now folks, before I get started, I have been notified that we do have a birthday inside of our facility today.
see it's like transport and it's like tall ramps already touching it really awkward when you're taking out, you know. Getting on the way up. It just started eating like so close. It's like we just. They're like so much closer. They're gonna laugh when they get to eat.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now on approach to Grand Junction Station. On behalf of myself and the entire crew of the Missionary Ridge Local, we do want to thank you all so much for riding with us, and we hope you did enjoy it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you've enjoyed your tour today, your tour guide's name was Justin Freeman, and I do work for the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum. Now, folks, on the contrary, if you did not enjoy your tour, then, folks, my name was Jacob Woods, and I work in the education department at TVRM. Once again, folks, thank you all so much for riding with us. Next up,